He
And we're back. And remember what's going on, everybody. Cowboys Collective coming at you guys live. We are really close to the draft. I got to tell you guys, just building this thing from top to bottom, it's been really cool. Actually, John, I was reading your mock. We're going to talk about your mock. Actually, no, I wasn't reading your mock. I read your receiver grades, and we talked about that. And so just seeing how everything is coming together, because I'm pretty sure we all talk to people, and we're starting to hear the names. We're getting close to the names, so we'll talk about draft today. But the Cowboys actually did make a signing. Another lineman, John Machota, take it away.
Yeah, man.
Where's the eggs? Come on, give me the eggs, John.
There was not even any talk of this. Didn't even get shared in the group chat. I knew it was that low on the list. Hakeem Adeniji. I don't know. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got experience playing guard, tackle. Just another body to bring in that. They obviously have a lot of offensive linemen on the roster right now, and so. Though my only big takeaway from this is just that I would just be very surprised if they took an offensive lineman in the first round. That's my thing. I think it just seems like this is one of those deals where we're going to throw as many bodies at the issue, figure out what they need, and if it gets into the offseason next year and they need an offensive lineman, then they'll go into that draft and address it there. But I just don't see them using a high pick on an offensive lineman here. And so for people like AOC, that they should be probably pretty happy.
Do y'all know anything about him? Like, I literally know nothing about him.
He started 15 games, got drafted by the Bengals in 2020 in the 6th round, played there until 2023, got released, signed with the Browns, the Vikings, and, he's just kind of a spot starter. He's good depth. He does have starting NFL experience. So, cool depth piece, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he did play in the Super Bowl, right? So he got Super Bowl experiences. He played left guard, left tackle, and right tackle. So he's positional flex guy, so he could be your swing tackle. He's 6'4", 315-ish. So they said he played well in the Super Bowl for Joe Burrows when he was with the Cincinnati Bengals. But like AOC said, he's a journeyman, been around the world, and nah. So they're gonna use him as a camp body to really sharpen and shaping the skill sets of that positioning there. So
yeah,
15 offensive linemen is all we have together, right?
Yeah. And honestly, can't say that I hate throwing bodies at the position.
Right.
New offensive line coach. AOC definitely gets flowers, but I think we kind of all got to the point where it was like no O lineman in the first round. Like we all wanted weapon. I kind of have driven the bus for, if possible, a corner, if the right one, if they have a guy graded a certain way, Law. We've talked about DN, and to me, what this says is Dallas is going to let every offensive lineman from Jones to, how do you say his name, John? I don't even know how do you pronounce this guy's name?
Hakeem Adeniji.
Okay, Hakeem Adeniji. Sadiq Charles is the one that the film I watched was like, this looks decent.
This is the first guy we got. Hakeem is the first guy we signed with some tackle experience, though. I mean, I think that's notable. The other guys, they have experience like swing guard, left and right guard. Hakeem has left tackle, left guard, right guard. So he's kind of been all over the place. So I think he has a little bit more position flex, to use a Mike McCarthy word there.
Okay. Yeah, because the other offensive lineman they signed earlier, Robert Jones, that's a guard. That's not going to be a guy that plays on the outside. So. And
Sadiq is a guard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the NFL. Yeah, in the NFL, he's a guard. He's played tackle in college, but in the NFL, he's a guard.
Yeah.
Look for athleticism. There's going to be a lot of pulls. There's going to be a lot of traps. So it's going to be GT.
Love y'all in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all, bro.
Yes, indeed. So be that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely get well, AOC. I would like AOC to give us one explosion, but I don't know if he will.
No, you know, get nothing. If I explode, it's gonna be mucus all over my camera. That's what I'm exploding.
Suja, man.
You know what? Actually, so the name of the article that I was reading from John today, it wasn't his mock. It was actually his. What if the Cowboys don't draft receiver, running back, or CB in the first round? Great article.
We ain't even got to talk about that. Matthew Gold just let us know they drafted a receiver in the first round, bro. He said, Coach Jerry. We already know it's a wrap.
Did he say that? I didn't even.
He
what did he say?
Man, Coach Jerry.
Fill us in. This is breaking news to me.
Yeah, Matthew he was on the Up and Adams show, and he kind of talked about how Jerry called his mom on FaceTime and talked about how, she's done a great job and all that hard work has paid off, and then he referred to him as Coach Jerry. So the fix is in. The fix is in, bro. I mean,
I had a very trusted name tell me that if Golden's there and like Ted is gone, that Golden would be the pick. And I don't know how real that is, because we kind of all
that's pretty much what I'm at with.
Yeah,
this feels like the Jalen Ramsey Zeke pick thing all over again. Like,
but we don't. I don't want to spoil the show, because I still was gonna ask you guys, even though we'll be talking. I think one time. No, you good. We'll be talking one time next week. I was gonna ask
all
you guys
that stuff y'all talk
pick.
about. I need, by the way. This is a hot todder up in this mug. Trust me.
Good work, bro. Good work. We told AOC last night. We said go get some spices, a little ginger and lemon, and he taking care of himself. So claps in the chat box for AOC, man, and his health.
Out here, bro.
We need him. Applause. We love you, brother. Okay, so actually, I want to actually review this list, and I want to
delayed but not denied.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Dang, that is delayed. All right. Wow.
It took me a second to find it, but go ahead.
So what I want to do is this. I'm going to read you off the names that John used in this article, and just I'll give my favorite name, and then I'll get AOC. You give me your favorite name out of the article. That if we didn't go receiver, corner, or running back at 12, who would you guys like? So, and by the way, I'm not going to bury the lead. You guys make sure you support John. Go download The Athletic.
Yep.
But I kind of am burying the lead. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so here we go. And so John, why don't you tell us the names that you had? Because you wrote the article. So you tell us the names.
So this is one of those where I wrote it just because when we were out at the owners' meetings a few weeks ago, Jerry talked about how you can't rule out any position, just because if you did that, then they wouldn't have taken a wide receiver when they took CD, and they wouldn't have taken an off-the-ball linebacker with some pass rush ability like Micah Parsons. So kind of leaning into don't rule out anybody. And so when he said that, I was like, oh, that'll be perfect for like in a couple of weeks. I'll do like a draft article on like guys that could be there that no one really talks about because it just seems like everybody, not just us, but most people involved covering the Cowboys in some form or fashion, it seems like we're all focused on the same names now. And so the name that really got me thinking about it is that Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. And the only reason I say that is because that just does not seem like something that they need right now. But I don't know that they needed Micah Parsons when they got him. And I don't know that they needed CeeDee Lamb as much as they did when they drafted him. And it obviously worked out well. And so he's one guy that it seems like he's more of an off the ball linebacker, but I'm sure he has some pass rush to him. That one would surprise me, but it also could be one of those things where if they have any negative possible thoughts about DeMarvion Overshown getting all the way back healthy, then maybe that is something that you do there because, Foots, you mentioned yesterday, the linebacker from UCLA in the second round that they brought in, or that they visited with. If they're willing to do that in the second round, then why wouldn't they be? I really think with the Campbell thing, I don't think it would be at 12. I think it'd be if they traded back, and kind of got wiped out, and then all of a sudden he's the best player that was available there.
Give me your name. Give me all the names in the article. Well, I'll read them out. Read them out.
Campbell's one, and then another Campbell, Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from LSU, which we already talked about. I don't see it being an offensive lineman, but that is one of those things where his name and then Armand Membu, Membu is like one of those guys that just really came out of nowhere. If you go back to like maybe January, February-ish, and he's just shot at the boards. He's at the point. Yeah, when he's at the point now where I don't even think he would even be there at 12. So, but I just mentioned him because he is a guy that if they were trying to, and then the other one is Kelvin Banks, the other offensive lineman, and that's just because that's a guy that was a 30 visitor. And so I don't think Kelvin Banks would be a 12 either. I think that would be more of a trade back situation. And then the other position would be the edge rushers, and that's Mike Green, Mykel Williams, and then Shemar Stewart. And even with those, I don't know that 12 would be there. I think it would be like a Micah situation where, they could have sat there at 10 and taken Micah Parsons, but they were like, no, we're going to move back a couple spots. We're going to get another pick out of this, and then we're going to take whoever's the best player available there. But now Jerry will say that the Eagles did tell him that they were taking Devontae Smith. Cowboys obviously didn't need a wide receiver at that time, so they felt really good that they could get Mike if they moved back 2 spots. And so that would be the case for one of those edge rushers. Is if, hey, you move back a couple spots, you get an additional second or third round pick, then with that additional second or third, that's when you can get your running back, your corner, whatever. So those 7 names are the ones that I don't think that they'll draft, but those are the ones that would be in my list of if I would have done a list like that in 2024, or I'm sorry, in 2020, it would have CeeDee Lamb could have been on there. And then obviously in Micah's draft, he could have been a player that's on there, even though everybody, at least we talk about 3 names. At least we talk about Genty, Golden, and we talk a little bit, obviously a lot about Tet, but like at that draft going in, it was all JC Horn and Patrick Surtain. It was just about which one would still be there when they got a chance to draft, and obviously they got wiped out both picks before.
So AOC, give me a name that you like on that list, because you say this, John.
I hate the draft, Campbell.
But the draft is the biggest. It's the biggest reality TV show. That's the beauty of it. Everybody's list is gonna do like this because I got a name that I'm telling y'all. But go ahead, AOC.
Nah, I mean the Jahad Campbell thing. Like, I may have been on board with that before we got those 2 linebackers we got in free agency so far. And that man has a torn labrum he's coming off of. So it's like, at 12, I ain't trying to pick anybody dealing with no injury stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Picking anything outside of wide receiver running back in the first round sounds a lot of unfun. Because Mykel Williams, Shemar Stewart, none of them people like, ooh, I want them. At that point, I might be going defensive tackle. I might be hoping a defensive tackle, maybe a trade back in a Kenneth Grant or something, or the dude out of Ole Miss or something, man. I don't know. I might just go ahead and do a stop the run route at that point.
What about Tyler Warren, AOC?
Ooh, I like that. I'll go Tyler Warren. You're right, Foots. Thank you. You helped me. My brain is cloudy.
Yeah. No, you good. You good. What about you, Law? Out of those names John gave us.
Appreciate you, Brandy.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandy for that.
Let's hit that, man. Because hey, AOC, we could definitely tell you wanted the weather. We appreciate you. So Brandy and everybody in the chat, even Big Sar's been saying, man, get Big Sar's his evil twin. Thank you, Brandy, for the $5. We love you. Go ahead, Law. I'm sorry.
I do agree with the defensive tackle thing with Walter Nolan. If you're going to go get anything off of that list, he's a guy that can penetrate, get upfield. That's one of the weakest spots on our front seven, right? Is the interior because it's the unknown. We waiting for Mozzie to turn a corner. Solomon Thomas, he's going to fill in for a role there, but we know that he's more of a placeholder for that spot, not a long stay. But for the linebacker room, I did look up that tape on Carson's from UCLA Foots.
Yes.
And he is fluid. He is motion. He is a guy that can give you some range and things like that. But there are some things that will fall right for the second round. But the Jihad Campbell thing is what AOC mentioned about his skill set with the injury that he's coming off of. We need linebackers, man, because at the end of the day, Kenneth Murray and Sanborn, they are guys that they're going to bring in as veteran guys. But I think that with Matt Eberflus, he would want somebody that could be dynamic. And Jihad Campbell is that hot or cold guy that could be an impact, just like Parsons was. But not calling him Parsons, though, by the way.
Hey, I'm with AOC, and I don't want any of these guys either. That's not why I wrote the article. But I will say this.
Yeah.
You think with that? I just have to bring this up because you said the Kenneth Grant thing.
Yeah.
Man, the fan base is going to lose their minds over that. You know, we're going to fit. We'll fix one technique defensive tackle. Yeah. We'll go
another
use another Michigan offense. I mean,
that is funny.
And don't get me wrong. The odds are in your favor. One of them pan out to be a really good player. So the odds would be fine. But I'm just saying between
put the boys together like a Power Ranger Megatron.
between the day that they draft him until we get to at least Oxnard and someone is mauling somebody, the fan base is not going to be happy with a Michigan defensive tackle. And that might not be fair. I mean, Grant might end up being a more than just a run stopper, but I'm saying he would be brought in to do it.
I'm with y'all, man. Like, I think at this point, it's been so long. Like, we need that sexy pick. We need that pick that everybody's like, oh, look at this guy. All summer long, man. We don't need no more fat backs. No more
Travis
fat backs.
Hunter.
Yeah. We need
Did you see Rich Eisen scooped up your story and made it national?
What did he do?
He said that he can see that the Cowboys moving all the way up to get Travis Hunter.
Do it.
I told y'all. Listen.
Yeah.
I just don't think Dallas. Jerry still has some showmanship in him. Like,
I
was about to say this man been doing. Listen, he been wearing belts to meetings. He been having a blast with this stuff. Like you just said with Ghost.
Y'all can't make me hate Jerry, man.
Nobody can. AOC. They call me the biggest apologist for Jerry. I'm like, man, Jerry's entertaining. Man. Like, bro, you know what Quinshon Judkins said? They said, hey, so who's been the most memorable interviewer? He said by far Jerry. He said Jerry comes in there, he's loose. I think, and not to deviate, but I think you can really see who a player is if you come in there. You like, hey,
get them comfortable, man.
Just be yourself.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
most of these owners are nerds. I mean, wealthy people, they can't really carry a conversation about sports. Most of them bought the team because it's their fun thing to do on the side. Jerry lives and breathes football, and he knows how to talk football. And obviously he's had a lot of success, and he's very, I'm trying to think how to describe it. I mean, he's even social media popular, he's on a TV show, and it's like that clip goes viral where you don't really get that with a lot of the other owners. I'm not saying they're all nerds, but a lot of them are nerds, like a lot of them you're not going to really have a deep conversation with because they're really not going to even be able to relate to your background as a player and what you came from. And I mean, how many owners played the game,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this though. Now talking about John's article, do not be surprised if Armand Membu goes as high as to the Patriots at 4. I'm just telling you, I really believe that everybody, they may go weapon. They have to protect Drake May. And this whole offseason, it's been Will Campbell, who's going to be the top tackle. It's been Kelvin Banks. And to be honest with you, Membu, and a lot of people's boards, has been the top tackle for a while. And now people are starting to come aboard. And then,
do you think the difference between blind side and right side, do you think that makes a difference? Because Membu plays on the right side most of the time.
So they actually, I'm glad you brought that up, LC.
Yeah.
They think he has left tackle flex. Like they think that because he has the best feet in the draft.
But he's like the perfect tackle.
But you know what else, LC?
What?
Don't be surprised if he goes to Oakland. I always do this, John. I told you I was going to do Oakland. It's been a lot of rumors that the Raiders love Armand Membu.
Yeah.
But you know what he did though? That was tremendous. That 31 bench press, you know what I'm saying, on 225. And Will didn't do that, and Kevin didn't do that. So they looking at it like, okay, he do showcase some weakness in his power, but they know he got some strength and they can mold that, you know. So that could be the thing there.
And the footwork.
It's so tough with the Raiders, by the way.
Yeah.
Raiders could take Luther Burden. I mean, seriously, like the Raiders, like you follow the history of the draft. I mean, even though Al Davis is gone, they do a lot of Al Davis type stuff, man. So you can't really count on them doing anything, to be honest with you.
They blessed us multiple times, like Henry Ruggs, Henry Ruggs, Darius Haywood Bay. Right. You know, come on.
I got one for you. Tell me who they got with that pick that they got for Amari Cooper, that the Cowboys gave him for Amari Cooper. Tell me who it is.
Ooh, that's a good one. Chad don't know.
Ooh, you got me with that one, John. It hit me. I know who's that because Jerry Stevens was saying he's gonna watch highlights when they picked that pick too.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was a later pick too because they ended up biting them because we won too many games. Who was it?
I'm pretty sure it was Jonathan Abram, maybe.
Oh, Abram. I can see that
Mississippi State.
It was the safety for sure.
The safety from Mississippi State, my Mississippi boy. All he did was get hit. He couldn't cover nothing.
Instincts were terrible. Another athlete that I like on John's list, and people are gonna hate me, but I love Shemar Stewart. Now, you get wiped. I put this out there, and I said it would be a no-brainer, Shemar Stewart. For me, it's because I actually saw him live. And it's just different when you see him versus other athletes that are entering the draft. You see him in live reps. Now I get it.
Is he a little sloppy?
Oh, he needs to be cleaned up for sure.
Yeah, I'm about to say he kind of sloppy. I see the raw. I see what you like in him. I absolutely see what you like in him for sure, bro. I see it. But to me, man, the difference in a pro and a guy that's really gonna take that next level are the details. And I don't know if he really understands how important the details are yet, bro.
All right, so let me ask you this, AOC. And I have this conversation with all my draft nerd friends. Do you draft traits or do you draft production?
A little bit of both.
Because I remember Chris Jones. I remember Chris Jones coming out. That's why he fell to the second round.
Yeah, both. You definitely look at traits first.
Chris Jones traits through the roof. Huge body, great movement. Production was just okay.
Production is deceptive in college, especially when you scouting college guys, because you can look at a receiver in certain colleges, man, they just have an excellent scheme. And no matter who you plug and play there, the receiver is going to perform kind of similarly. You know what I'm saying? That's why certain colleges are known for certain positions coming out of there, because the scheme and the way that the team is set up kind of caters toward that play style. It lends toward that position. So college is kind of tricky because you got to know what the hell you're looking at on both sides of the ball when you're watching the tape, bro.
Yeah.
So, where do you guys think? Because most of the guys that I think of on the Cowboys, it would be production. The ones that have been great. Zach Martin, the production was there. Dak Prescott, CD, all that. But the one that makes you wonder, though, even though there is the production still, traits was a big thing with Micah Parsons because there was way more production out there than we even saw when he was at Penn State. And now. Yeah. The thing with Micah too, though, we always gotta bring up though, is that he did sit out that 1 year. What would have been his last year at Penn State, where he probably would have wrecked shop. So it probably benefited the Cowboys for him to, take that COVID year where he just worked out and got ready for the draft. Because if he doesn't do that, I bet you he goes top 5. If he plays another season at Penn State,
100%.
So that probably helped.
Dual Carter spot.
Right. That probably helped the Cowboys. But he didn't show that type of production at Penn State in terms of rushing the passer.
So with Shemar, he's more of a tweener though, right? Foots, because I'm so glad you brought this up, Law. High level Law. He asked the questions
to the draft guy, John.
Okay.
So they have 3 D linemen on that Texas A&M team.
Right.
Nick Gordon, Shemar Turner.
What game did you go to, by the way? Sorry.
Me?
Yeah, for the A&M. You said, you saw.
No. I went at Senior Bowl.
The Senior Bowl. My
Senior
bad.
Bowl guy, yeah.
I went to the
like
opener. That's what I was thinking about, because I went to the opener.
Well,
It was
John,
the first
you
time
want
I
to know
ever
what's so
went down there.
John, you know what's so interesting about Stewart? You know when guys go crazy at the combine, they leave like the next day. It was one of those deals. Like he was so good, especially in team, John. He just his agent says you're done.
Yeah.
You're out. And so, all right, so let's talk about let's really pull back the curtain. Shemar Turner, who Dane did give the Cowboys to, which I wouldn't be mad. And he tweener, in the third, John,
down the stretch. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Turner, Scourton, and Shemar Stewart. Okay, so let's talk about it. With Stewart, traits can play the 3 through the 9, literally.
Yeah,
the movement is special, and he just needs to be coached. But they played a quirky defense where it was, we want to make sure that you stop the run first. We don't really want you getting upfield. Now, he led the team in pressures. He had double-digit pressures, John, but he didn't get home. Needs to be a better finisher. Right. Great versus the run. People, I don't know where people get this. He's not good versus the run. He's very good versus the run. Just because
Turner or Stewart right now.
Stewart, AOC. So people think that just because you don't get tackles in the backfield, you're not good versus the run. That's not the truth. He's actually great pressing the run. He's great stacking and setting an edge. And that's how he said this much too, John. He had, and during the combine was like, yo, our coaches asked us to do certain things. I would stay away from Scourton. I just don't like his game. Like, Nick's more of a second, third round pick for me. Turner is the one, and I see why Dane gave us Turner. So Turner used to be an end, put on a bunch of weight, and actually moves well. And he can play 3 and 1.
Right.
And he has violent hands. He's just a tackle. He's a D tackle, and he doesn't have. He is another one without great production. But we got to remember, guys, he's somebody that I would draft in the third. Like where Dane has him is pegged
really good. You know.
Oh yeah, like I'll tell you this: for everybody who loves Alfred Collins, and I do, Turner has way more upside because he's a better mover, right?
Because of his past athleticism, and he works right down here. I got to give my guy B Tuck a shout out with him. You know, he's right here in the backyard. So all 3 of those guys basically, and Turner will turn up for us though.
Can I ask you a question, Law and AOC? Do you guys want a D tackle that can only play 2 downs, even if he's a 1? Because doesn't that tip the defense what you're trying to do schematically?
Yeah, it does. Anytime you're having to change out guys and substitute based off the packages you're using and stuff, it absolutely tips you pretty much cut the playbook in half as far as what the guys have scouted game plan wise and everything. They know exactly what you're about to come out of now. So yeah, it does. And I agree with you, Fush. You need a guy that can play all 3 downs. And in most situations, the guy that can play 3 tech is going to be the guy that plays all 3 downs, right? You're not going to be playing a 1 tech in most situations, especially you got Mozzie still there kind of causing that log jam. You're going to be sharing time, bro. So I understand what you're saying.
And the one player I didn't put in there that I thought about, but I just don't believe the Cowboys will do it, is on the trade back would be Malachi Starks. And I just don't think they just haven't put the value in safety for me to believe that. But my other thing about that, I will say, is that, well, when's the last time they've had a great safety? So why be against it? Like, if you think he can be a game-changing free safety, then why wouldn't you consider that if you traded back? But I just don't believe that they will. They just have not valued safety like that in over a decade.
Hold on, John. We gotta be quiet. We got a fat back in the chat, John.
Hey, so we can all take this one. Actually, John. So you take this one, John. Last 3 postseasons.
Let's do popcorn reading.
Take some money out. And thank you so much for the super chat. I do not know how to say your name, JFKM Nixon.
Loyal viewer. I recognize you.
Loyal viewer.
Profile picture.
Last 3 postseason losses, no run game. It's much easier to stop a passing game than a high-powered run game. Move up to get Genty. We have 9 and 3 picks. Can address other positions on the trade back and free agency. So
you know why it's easier to stop a passing game than a high-powered run game? Because you can stop a passing game with scheme.
Yeah.
a run game, you need personnel. You need personnel to stop a run game. That's why it's so much easier to stop a passing game.
Run game is Jimmy's and Joe's.
That's a damn brilliant.
Yeah, you could drop back 8 to coverage and rush 3 and slow down a pass game.
Yeah. You got to come with your hard hat to stop that run. And I think that what we're doing is like small ways, John and AOC and Foots, is we building the right type of front so that we can run. Everything that we did, even though these are like quantity versus quality as far as the offensive line pickups that we've been doing, but everything paints the picture that we want to run the ball, we want to be aggressive, we want to be physical. So if we trade up to get Ashton Genty, I'm popping champagne bottles and I'm just cheering, bro. Yeah,
John, when we spoke the other day,
y'all can't be trying to correct us in the chat because this person got 18 presidents in their name, man. 18 political figures.
John, actually we talked about it yesterday. I'm telling y'all, if Genty gets past Las Vegas, watch Dallas moving up. If they think
they're not though.
But we can't say that.
I don't think they like
AOC. We can't say that.
I don't think that they would move up for Ashton Genty.
I
think if they moved up, it would be.
I heard a report today, and I got to cut you off, and I never cut you off. I've been working on it. I heard a report today that said not only is they said people are saying Ashton Genty is a good player, he gonna be a good player. Somebody came out and said, actually Jordan Schultz, he said it on Cowherd, whatever weight it is. He didn't. I don't know if he's tied to their agent. He said a GM told him that Ashton Genty is a superstar. Like people telling. We've talked about that too. But there's people in draft world say, "Oh, get all these other running backs." And I believe he's on the same level as Saquon. I believe he's on these guys. Yes, because the thing is with AJ to me, people have turned him playing a lot of reps into a bad thing. Like what happened to the guys, Law, that can take the physicalness, the Emmitt Smiths of the world, never miss games, can run between the tackles on the edge.
Everybody's coddled now.
Yeah,
bro.
he's military background, clean athlete. What's wrong with that? He's shorter. Oh, they didn't throw him the ball. Well, they threw him the ball in 2023. If Jerry and them look at him and say, he's the weapon, we don't care, like the receivers, but he's the weapon. He's going to have the ball in his hands. Go get him.
I wouldn't be mad at it, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like,
go get him, AOC.
This was one of those rare drafts. I think we could just have a good time because they have to actively try to jack this one up, bro. They gotta actively try to mess this draft up.
My only addition to the question was just, I wonder if they would trade a pick for next year's draft. And I only say that because if you were to go from 12 to, let's say you go up, I don't know, you go up to Carolina at 8.
Carolina's where I've circled, John.
So that's 200 points on the draft trade chart. That's basically Dallas's third round pick is 210. I just think that they need too much this year to give up a pick this year. So maybe it would be that if they could get
John, I'm giving up a third round pick for Ashton Genty, dog. Going it. We got 11 picks in this draft.
No.
I'm giving up my third for Ashton Genty.
No.
Okay.
John. We started this show.
It's become so boring to me. I'm fine with it too.
John, you mean to tell me, John Machota, I'm looking at you now.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me we started saying I'm getting Ashton Genty. And you mean to tell me as much as we love these third round picks, and I do, Dallas is a great drafting team. But like you said, if he starts to get close, because what'll happen is Denver will swoop in, and then everybody will call Sean Payton what? A genius. Oh, look at Sean Payton, the smartest coach ever. Or name the team that'll swoop in, John. I'm just saying, I'm just spicing the show up. But yeah, I would honestly, I've not wavered on Ashton Genty at all. And I'm like, yo, you know what? I need my third round pick. But how many picks do we have in this draft, guys?
You're going to have a lot of later picks because you don't have no fourth, right? So you're going to be without third and fourth. That's a long time of waiting.
It's a long time.
Maybe you throw in a player or something so that you don't have to. And like what John said, maybe you get next year's second. Would they do that, John?
Would they do next year's second, John?
That seems like a lot. I probably not. For Travis Hunter, yeah.
I try to stand on that. You see how I snuck that in there?
Well, I got to go off of, I go off a team that I cover that there just isn't a lot of change.
Yeah.
Like, I'm friends with people that cover other teams. Other teams, there's people that change in their front offices. There's no change here. So I have a lot to go off of. And whether you like this or not, Zeke Elliott not panning out on a second contract factors in this. I guarantee you it does.
Yeah, Jason Garrett. But here's John.
Because it's a running back. I'm telling you, the final decision maker is Jerry Jones. The final decision maker on that. Like if it's Travis Hunter, I can see him being fine with it. Because like I said, he'll say that it's 2 picks that you're getting because it's 2 different players. But because Ashton Genty's a running back, that's the only reason why I don't see him giving up the second or a third or whatever like that to go up and get a running back. I just don't think Jerry will want to do that.
John, it's supposed to be a war room, not the peace room, right? So what if somebody say, well, bump that second round pick next year because you're going to be lifting up a Lombardi trophy if you have Ashton Genty on your team because we'll be able to run the ball and we can still be able to get that wide receiver and we will still be able to be a complete team.
John, if I can tell you that you keep your
right now is better than Zeke in 2016.
I think that
I'm so go ahead, Law. Go ahead, Law.
Let you tip off in the
go ahead, Law.
No way. There's no way.
I'm gonna put this on Twitter.
I think we have a better. I think we have a better plan of attack, and we have a veteran Dak Prescott with Ashton Genty that will make it better. Think about it. If you pick up Dak Prescott now and put him on the 2016 team with Zeke, what would we do in that playoff game? You know.
I don't know, but I don't
know who the coach is. I know who the coach is.
So,
I understand that it wasn't great after the beginning, but those first couple of years, Zeke was just on another level.
Yeah, true that.
Running behind 2 Hall of Famers, by the way. Can't forget that. Can't forget that.
For sure, but he did a lot of work on his own too, though.
He did. All right, so here's what I would say.
Zeke was special.
Zeke was special. Here's what I would say.
The breast assistance has got the Zeke, man.
People ain't gonna like this. off the field, yes, Ashton Genty's cleaner. On the field, I would give Zeke possibly a hair because of pass coverage. Pass protection.
He has no weakness.
Pass protection. But I'm gonna tell you this. I think, and I mean this, John, I think that AJ may have a higher ceiling because I think he's a better pass catcher. Like Zeke only caught screens. AJ can really run routes. They just didn't do it at Boise State because they handed him the ball.
Zeke feels more of a one. He feels like more of a one-cut runner to me than Ashton Genty is.
Yeah, I think AJ's more of a better creator.
Right. Or at least Ashton Genty is better laterally to me than Zeke, and I think that just his toolkit with his mobility and just kind of just his guy.
That's a great question.
Biology, bro. I really feel like Ashton Genty's body is built to be better long term than what
That's
Zeke
a good
was.
point too.
Right. Yeah. Zeke and his skill set, because he was kind of that one cut runner, he made that one move, put his foot in the ground, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And that leverage that he runs with, you just not gonna want to get in front of him, right?
Yeah.
That skill set dies down quicker than what I think Ashton Genty has.
Oh yeah, no. Zeke wanted to deliver the blow, and obviously you can't do that forever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, Ashton Genty is better at kind of he can deliver a blow. He plays with impact, but he's not like damaging himself when he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it when you're actually watching it. When you're watching each play, each run, you can really see like, okay, bro, like this has some longevity to it. He can honestly be a 250, 300 carry back for 8-9 years in the NFL. I can see that, bro. The president super chat got us. This is good. This was a great.
It's his fault. Yeah.
I will say this to harp on AOC's point. I think in today's NFL, you need to have the creative ability. I think that's what made Saquon so special this year. He can create in space. He can run through your face, but he can also run around you. Yeah. He can make you miss. And I think that's
move laterally, man.
That's what AJ has, John, over him. Yeah. And like, I'll never forget Zeke out of college running through Sherman and them and at Seattle. That turned me.
I'm gonna say this right now. There's no chance that Genty would go ahead of Zeke if you would put him in that 2016 draft, because you know how people would separate it too. Not only Zeke being bigger,
the college run he had,
he killed it. In the biggest
versus
games,
Alabama,
killed it.
Crazy.
Who ended up being a better
also,
back?
That was at a time where nobody was running through Alabama like that.
No, you're right. You're right.
Who's overall the better back, Derrick Henry or Zeke? And hindsight is 2020.
Henry. I mean, because I think Henry because of the longevity.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a conversation.
I think that longevity mattered, and Let's
the
be honest.
consistency, the longevity. I mean, he's consistently played since his rookie year. He's consistently played at a top 5 running back level. His entire career has been healthy. His entire career has carried and led a team to the playoffs multiple times. Like,
I think,
nah, bro.
I think AOC's right, and I just think Zeke got to a point where he didn't take care of his body the same. And it shows. I mean, and his style didn't switch up. Like it was. I like Zeke, right? So this sounds terrible.
It's so hard for me to judge because just being around him in 2016, like his not giving an F was such a big part of that team. Because that team did not have a Micah Parsons. The defense was not anywhere near the defense they have now. Like you needed him to be what he was for them to go 13-3. He was such a big part of that thing, man.
No, you did, John. And not only that, but
and I brought it up because I was going to say, because the whole reason to start is because it was said that, well, if I tell you can get you a Super Bowl, well, Zeke didn't get him a Super Bowl. So why would you why would Jerry be sold on that Ashton Genty's going to get him a Super Bowl?
But I'll tell you this, where Dak is in his career, I think that it would be what they try to do for Romo, John. And you pretty much have the same type of back. But now Dak, I went back and watched. Dak is so good at the line of scrimmage. Like that's if you want to talk about his.
You shouldn't have to go back and watch that shit, Foots.
he been doing good.
We've seen it long enough, bro.
No, I just I watch, but he's
burst for your ass. I was waiting for the Dak slander, bro. Cut it out. I went back and watched. Man,
here we go.
The first time, man.
Here we go. He's so good. He's so good at the line of scrimmage, and Law. I just think that if you bring in an AJ, right, swing passes and every run that he could check to, and I just think that he's that much better than the backs we have on his roster.
Oh, not even close.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So and John, if I'm telling John Machota right now,
y'all. Stop doing that. Stop doing. He's better than what we got on this roster. If that's the case, man, we could go get dude from 7-Eleven that played college football down at Blinn.
Oh, no.
Y'all got to cut it out, bro.
No.
Stop doing that.
Hey,
no.
Hey, you say that, and with how everybody talks about this running back group,
right?
Would any of you guys be surprised if somebody okay, I do think they're going to draft it back in the first few rounds.
Right.
But could you just see I do think they'll keep 4 backs, not counting Lipke. So 4 and then Lipke would be the 5th.
Right.
And one of the backs that makes the team is somebody that's undrafted because it's somebody that they were like, hey, we thought this guy would be like a 5th round. He's a 5th rounder on our board, but he was undrafted. So we brought him in kind of like Dowdle or something like that. And that guy ends up being great out in Oxnard and he ends up making the team. Would not surprise me at all.
My God, Timothy gave us some of that TurboTax money.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear nothing AOC talking about some. We got to stop doing that. I'm doing that. I don't know what you talking about. Ashton Genty way better than the backs on this roster. I'm not getting caught up in. No, I told y'all.
All right,
are we gonna get to the homework?
We are.
Homework.
Okay.
Let's
get to the homework.
You gotta read that super chat.
Conversation. Let's get to the super chat and then we'll read the conversation. And then I'll do the reading and then we'll get to the homework. Thank you for doing your homework, good students, sir. If Genty gets by the Raider and Dallas tries to go up, someone will try to fleece him in that deal. Thank you for the super chat, Timothy. I don't think
this offseason. I
was about to say I don't see that happening, but thank you for the super chat, Timothy. Hopefully not. But we appreciate that super chat. And since we're here and we're talking about Ashton Genty, this is a perfect segue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This feels
Spicy John.
What's a bigger? Where's there a bigger gap here? Genty with the rest of their backs.
Okay.
Or Tat McMillan with all the receivers not named CeeDee Lamb. What's the bigger gap?
Oh my God. Why do you do this to us, John?
That's a good question.
The answer is Genty. No, I'm just joking.
The answer is Genty.
It is Genty for sure.
The answer is
Genty. The answer is Genty, John.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Though.
Mingo got some upside though. Mingo.
Well, first you gotta put that up there longer than that.
No, it's coming right now.
That is not gonna count.
Well, actually, when I added it to the stage, it does that right now. But the answer. Listen, I will play this because we just told y'all why Dallas could go get him, and we just told y'all.
Puss
So
gave
I'm
us
just
a
telling you.
nipple,
One of us gonna text
a
us.
nipple flash. You
One of us
know?
gonna text us like, "Hey man, we gotta do better ass spots."
Hey, he probably in the chat right now, AOC.
Yeah.
Hey
I wonder
guys,
what the other teams are.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder where they rank amongst other like how I wonder how close they are to, like how I mean, are the Raiders like plus 300? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how the close they are to the other teams. Like, I bet you they're top 3 or 4, most likely to get them.
Yeah, I mean, like probably, but I'm gonna tell you, John. When you look at these other teams' needs, Dallas don't have the same needs, man. Like we think we in dire straits, but got our quarterback, got a great receiver, got a great DN.
Yeah, got our quarterback. Say it again for us.
Got our quarterback, man. We got our quarterback.
Yeah,
All right, let's get to the homework.
that.
Let's get to the homework because you guys did the homework, and I appreciate y'all, man.
Plus
And that's what makes
600.
this show.
Hey, hold on, real quick. I want to do something real quick because I see something, and bro, I always gotta give a shout out when I see guys that's doing what we do, kind of blazing trails, man. Shout out to the homie Vach Lombardi, doing big things out there with 105.3 with the fan, Bobby Bell, Brian Broadus, Tommy Yards, all those guys, man.
Yeah.
They're doing like their 105.3 the fan showroom showcase deal, and they're doing like a draft 1-on-1 deal. So shout out to homie Vach Lombardi, bro. Keep blazing trails and kind of opening up doors for the rest of us, brother.
Yeah, Vach, he killed it this year on the draft show.
Yeah.
We used to do the round table law. That's the guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys, man. And I actually, man, even John's a trailblazer because he was one of the first reporters to cross over and start doing YouTube. And like, you know what I mean? And so like he's a mainstay now.
And still don't have his own damn channels. Crazy work.
Come on,
I think
or a background.
Or a background. You know what though, AOC? I think John likes to have that.
Gonna blend in.
Yeah.
He like John. Oh, you stupid. Yo, what is wrong with this dude, man? There's something wrong with this guy, bro. He ain't sick, y'all. He was clowning the whole time, dog. This dude. Nah, but in all seriousness too. John, he one of those. He underground. You got to catch him when you catch him, man. Y'all, you can't. He don't go with everybody. So, but anyway, let's get to this homework. So I gave you guys. Give me your first and second round picks, and you guys are gonna debate me. I'm gonna see if I like them, love them, or if I want to get spicy. AOC, you fake 6, so I'm gonna beat you up. Let's go.
Man, all right. My picks will be.
Oh, Law. Come on, Law.
I got you. Hold on. With the 12th pick of the NFL draft, the Cowboys select
Wide receiver out of University of Texas, Matthew Golden.
I'm gonna give you a B+. Great separator, AOC. Will he block for this team?
You don't need to. We got.
Will he get off? Will he get off press consistently? Will he get off press?
He'll get off press consistently. But he won't be facing a lot of press, bro. If you see how these NFL defensive coordinators call their defenses, bro, usually when they got their guy lined up, when they have their DB lined up on the Z receiver, bro, usually those are one that you see them giving them some cushion, bro, because the Z is usually the guy that got the speed. Okay. So he's not going to be facing a lot of press. The X is the guy that faces press because that's usually your more big body possession receiver, bro.
Okay, so, let me put you. Hold on, whoa. We got to argue some more. Hold on, time out.
No, come on, bro.
Why only 1 year of production? Talk to me. Why?
What you mean, man? Hey,
and his production.
What do you mean?
And his production ain't on the level of tell me why. I want to know.
Hey, man.
I want to fight.
First of all, you got me. I just like
I'm not mad at that. You know what, LC? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Respect.
No, I mean, those are valid arguments. I feel like you can't really like, you could do mental gymnastics and do play semantics but I mean, realistically speaking, you can't argue away those points. It's like, all right, he did transfer from Houston and came to Texas, and it's like, but then at Texas, he came in as the third receiver on the roster, then ended up kind of by
he worked his way up. Yeah,
he worked his way into.
That's a good point, AOC.
You know what I'm saying? He worked his way into being that best guy on the roster, playing in games that actually matter in the toughest fucking conference in the national in national college football. You know what I'm saying? So I like Golden, bro. I like Golden, and I feel like he's just now figuring out what he is. I feel like Ted Arroyo McMillan, we've seen what he is. I think the version we're seeing of Ted is what he's going to be in the NFL. Golden, I feel like there's more a
ceiling. Yeah,
there's still more upside to it. So that's why I like go.
Who's your 44th pick, sir?
Trevion Henderson.
Law
or Quinshawn Judkins. Either one of the Ohio State running backs.
With the 44th pick, AOC?
I'm taking, you know what? I'm going to be more specific. I'm taking Quinshawn Judkins. And it was very, very hard. It was very hard because it was between him and Trevion Henderson. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Trevion Henderson, I feel like what he does, his skill set and his drawback is perfect to put in on his roster with the Cowboys, right? Because his drawback is staying healthy as a full 3-down back for 17 games in the season. You won't have to do that here because the Cowboys already went out and got a home run hitting guy that can come in and be a change of pace guy in Miles Sanders, and they got a hard-nosed, greedy yards guy in Javonte Williams. So when you need to spell Trevion Henderson, you have the best of both worlds depending on the situation that you have. Quinshawn Judkins, I chose him instead because he has an explosiveness. I think he's going to bring a certain mentality. They both run physically, but Quinshawn, I think he's really going to bring that grit, grind. I'm going to punch you in the mouth. I can break this thing loose at any given time. I can run inside the tackles. I can run outside zones. Whatever you need me to do, I can do it. Right? So that's why I like Quinshawn Judkins right there.
Okay, and honestly, I don't want to fight you much on that because I've been really coming around the corner on Judkins. I mean, I've always liked Judkins. I honestly think that he was pegged as like a third-round guy. The more film I watch, AOC, you're not getting him in the third round.
Not getting him in the third round,
especially after the his combine results. Really good. The athletic numbers were good. He's physical. And
he's big. He's 6 foot, bro. He's a big
nice looking
kid.
Yeah,
like that. Body built for football. Runs with great leverage. Great pad level. I like Quinshawn Judkins, bro.
Yeah, and just to add to that, he's like good in pass pro. Both of those guys are him and Trevion Henderson.
Yeah,
so
that's why I like the pass pro because I think the two guys that we got right now on our roster, I'm not counting Deuce Vaughn, he'll get swallowed up in pass pro. The two guys we got right now, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, I don't think that pass pro is something that either one of them are good at. So that's something that you need. Whoever you draft, that has to be in their toolkit. They got to be a complete back.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Law. Who's your pick at 12?
About pick at 12, I thought that we was going to move up and get Ashton Jeanty. I'm still looking at, I'm looking at that because of the dynamics that he will bring to the table. I know that this is a easy layup for defending this pick because of what he will bring. What we try to do is manipulate the defense, get 8 in the box so we can have one-on-ones to the outside for CeeDee Lamb. So that's the reason why I'm going with Ashton Jeanty because of his skill set and what he'll bring to the table will be similar to what we've seen out of this team in 2016 with that running back skill set.
So you're moving up to get Ashton Jeanty.
I'm moving up to get Ashton Jeanty. And with that being said, I just think that this run game will help this defense out.
Okay, so we'll live in this world where let's say you had to give up this year's second and that was it to get to Carolina and you still got your third. So, so now you don't now have a second round pick, Law. Are you okay with that? Are you okay?
I'm not okay with it, but I can probably fight for it. If let's say, for example, do Jaden Higgins fall to the third?
No.
He's not a fall to the third, not a chance.
He may go at the end of the first round.
I think he's gonna be one of the top 5 receivers taken, bro.
Yeah. Noel may, but you gotta pray.
But he's
his
a
teammate.
smaller guy though.
You got to get you a wide receiver in this draft with the first. With the
You're looking at guys like Besh. You're looking at the Tennessee kid. You're looking at guys like that in the third round. Maybe Savion Williams, Law. I know you liked him.
What about Harris? You think trade? Think you trade Paul?
He's gonna be second, bro.
Yeah, second.
I think he's gonna be early second.
Just because he can run, and Ole Miss receivers actually have panned out. DK, AJ Brown. So yeah.
What DBs do I have available, and I can break that down?
In the third, you probably have guys like Noel Williams, his teammate, Marcus Williams. You'll have guys like that. Maybe Parrish from Kansas State. Like those will be your names in the third round. I mean, Quincy Riley. Torrey Horton is a name, Law. Yeah, I can get you Torrey Horton in the third. He cooked Colorado 2 years ago. He was injured this year. Torrey Horton can boogie, but you're not gonna have your second round pick, Law. As long as you're good with that, let's draft him. If you're not, that's my job to fight you.
Come on with it.
Okay, we going with Ashton Jeanty.
I'm putting my card in,
for Ashton Jeanty, and we're gonna run him into the ground for the next 5 years. John Machota. Who? Oh, well, get the sound ready, Law.
Mhm.
Who is John Machota drafting at 12?
Arizona wide receiver Ted McMillan.
Okay.
And in my mock, I mean, this thing worked out great for the Cowboys because the 3 picks right before them are Shemar Stewart, Jahdae Barron, and Jahad Campbell, which pushed McMillan to them. So it was like, this was like a no-brainer for me. Like, I'm ready to trade back, but when that happened, I'm like, no way am I moving from that. I'm taking him at 12.
Right.
Now, the second round, this is where it gets, you guys will love this.
Hold on, stay on Ted, John.
This is
Why?
way more
Why
interesting.
Ted? Okay.
We ain't even about to argue, Fush.
Because I don't care about them trading for Mingo, and how there's some people that think that, oh, Mingo is the big body receiver, and so Golden fits better with what they're doing. No, you give me the best player, and to me that's McMillan. I think he steps in right away, and his 7-8 touchdowns his rookie year. I just think he's such a great fit for also the fact that, like, they will not be focused on taking him away. Like, if he would go to some other teams, like, the focus will still be on CeeDee Lamb. I think he can come in and have a huge impact right away with what he does. Because like you said, you know what he is. Like, he doesn't have to do a bunch of things that are going to be that much different. And hey, he's probably not going to sit there and moss people like he did in college right away, because obviously these DBs are going to be a lot better. But I think he still have a lot of success in the red zone and doing that stuff early on, and then I think he can develop some of the other parts of his game.
Appreciate y'all nuking that hater too, whoever moderating the chat for
separation doesn't
I'm
bother
glad
you,
AOC sick. He shut the hell up.
and separation doesn't bother you, John?
No.
Okay. All right. 44, John.
So in this draft, I would trade up in this scenario. So what happened?
Okay, give us a little step.
Omarion Hampton fell to 30. So what I'm doing is I'm calling Detroit, who I just did the deal with last year, to move back so that they could get up and get their corner. I'm giving Detroit my third, and I'm taking Hampton, and I'm walking out of this draft without a third, but I got Ted McMillan and Omarion Hampton.
I like the idea. I don't think Omarion get past Denver though.
Oh, he probably
hater,
don't.
Kevin.
He probably don't. But
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
don't get
saying,
past
in
Denver.
this mock
Yeah.
that I did.
Oh, in that
happened.
mock, okay.
And if that's the situation, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Now listen, that I
really feel like those Ohio State running backs go before they pick in the second.
Yeah, I think so too, John.
that is the
I think so too.
Let's spend this last 5 minutes talking about this scenario, guys.
Okay.
Fellas, we have a lot of picks in this draft. We don't have the pressing needs that people think. Like, we do have pressing needs.
We got 4 needs, bro.
If you can somehow, even I'll tell you this, John. If you could walk away with Matthew Golden and Omarion Hampton.
Oh yeah, for
Foots
sure.
I'll smash an egg on my head because I'm draft guy. Because you now have 2 players that come in day 1, game 1 that are, I feel like, instant upgrades. I won't crap on the roster, but I just feel like they're instant upgrades over anything that you have.
Don't crap on the roster, folks.
And
we preaching team positivity over here.
Anything, and like, I was even thinking about this, like with Cooks, right? Cook's speedy guy, but he's so small. I don't think that Golden is that short. You know what I mean? And so that would be a great scenario, John, because I mean, there are people, regardless of what we think, there are people who swear by Omarion Hampton. And then we talk about production, and I fought AOC on, Matthew Golden he didn't really have eye dropping production. Well, Omarion Hampton did. And it wasn't Ashton Jency, because that
challenge you on test production too. Because if you look at his production, even especially last season specifically, bro, a huge chunk of his production came against scrubber dubs, bro.
I get that, but what I'm gonna tell you is his quarterback stinks. Yeah.
What did he play
Man,
with?
y'all better leave Fafita alone, bro.
He stinks, bro. You can protect Cowboys. You can protect Cowboys. You can't protect Noah Fafita.
Fafita is a legend.
And the only thing I'm gonna fight you back on, AOC, is he was the only option and still was able to do that. Everybody else on that team, the running back isn't bad, but everybody else on that team stinks. So come on, bro. We're not doing AOC. You cannot fight me on that. You can fight somebody else. Play with something safe. All right. I would like that, John, a lot. Let's get to. We've been getting spanked with the super chats. They showing love. We have a developing story with the 5th pick. Stephen Jones decided to trade up for Genty. You can't
I didn't
steal
make their
second
own
base with your
headlines. I
foot.
was like, damn,
No
something just
risk,
happened.
no reward. Dak hasn't had a real running game.
John,
I mean,
about to get on
that's
your ass. I was like, John, you
Yeah.
slipping. You supposed to be breaking this news, man.
that's
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was Law. I think that's Law's scenario. Like he just wants to get
Yeah, that
Dak
running back.
a running game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell.
Yeah.
I have a secret to tell y'all, bro. Ashton Genty is the type of running back you can build your offense around. The Cowboys just need a good running back. They don't need a running back they can build an offense around. They need a good running back because they already have the other side of the offense to where it's like they don't need that, bro. So Ashton Genty honestly would be more of a luxury than a necessity for the Cowboys.
And let's be honest,
Yeah.
even with that too, like, because if you compare him to, let's say, even if he isn't as good as 2016 Zeke, let's just say he's clearly the best running back since then, clearly a guy that every other team worries about. If they have that guy on the roster, we don't sit here and talk nearly as much as we have been about wide receiver 2. Because if you just think about it, if you're sitting there in 2016, you have 2016 Zeke with CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper, whoever you want to put as other receiver. No one's sitting there going, well, we better get another receiver. You're like, yeah, that's like the third part of the offense. We're good, you know? So if you do get a running back like that is a game changer, you obviously would like to upgrade wide receiver 2, but it's nowhere near as big of a need as when you have the running back play that they've had the last few years.
Yeah, I just like the running backs in this draft enough, man. I feel like up to round 3, you can get a back that, especially with the Cowboys situation where you have an offense that's pretty much like it's ready to go. It just needs a running back to plug in there, right? I think up to round 3, you can get one of those guys, man, that you need to really unlock this offense. I really do. I don't think you need like a generational rusher to unlock this offense the way that they're trying to.
But here's my thing, and I know me and AOC, we normally on the same team, but we fighting a lot today. The only thing with that, AOC, and just with this class that I have studied, you're right, this is a very deep class, but
It is.
I don't believe in letting good be the enemy of great. Like, just because it's a good class, if you have somebody that you believe, not, and this isn't really just because it could be right or wrong, whatever. If you have somebody that you believe is that great, bro, don't look to the right or the left. Go get them. Like, because we say all these things, and then we'll say, well, why would Oakland, Las Vegas take him if they didn't, if they take him? Or why would the Bears draft him with all their needs? So I'm with you, AOC, just playing the other side of that fence.
No,
but,
I feel you.
Yeah. But go ahead.
I
just
think
Law.
the way this draft is set up, man, it's just better off just waiting, man. Just waiting to see what happens at pick.
But
12.
AOC, so what you just said, okay, John just said it, to play devil's advocate again.
Yeah.
What if there starts to be a crazy run? Like you get to, let's say we get to 35, AOC, Quinshon Judkins gone. Then out of nowhere, a name we haven't been talking about, let's say Sampson. Somebody fell in love with Dylan Sampson. You're like, uh-oh. Then there starts to be a run. Because we've seen that happen as well. What was that run?
It was last year, basically, because we was talking about running back.
Right, it hasn't been in the third round.
Yeah, it was. It was a run last year on running backs law. You're right.
There could be a situation and scenario that we go with wide receiver, you can go DB and defensive tackle, and then all of a sudden, all of the running backs are gone. Now you're scrambling and scraping, right? To find that running back, and you don't have a chance until the 5th round.
I don't think so. I mean, bro. There's guys, bro. I mean, Jordan James from Oregon. I like him.
I love him a lot.
Come on, bro. RJ Harvey. I really like RJ.
See, but they're not lead guys, AOC.
Brashard
just to be real.
Smith. I mean, but when you put them with Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams back there, it's like whoever are drafted, they are not about to run them 300 times this season, y'all. I want y'all, no matter who we draft, they're not about to treat them the same way he did Zeke. They're not going to do it.
See, that's
you know what? You know what? First, I'm gonna put this on. This will be the first year we realize what's quantity versus quality. Because we got a lot of quantity. We got a lot of running backs on this team. We got a lot of wide receivers and a lot of offensive linemen. Where's our quality picks at?
So okay, I did a deep dive on this, Law, and I know we're going a little bit over, but this is such a good convo. I want to stay here, like, because I really want to hear. Okay, all those names, right? And AOC saying they're not going to give a certain player X amount of carries. But guys, look at who Brian Schottenheimer has been as a play caller. And I went back and looked at it, right?
2 running backs. He's always used 2 of them.
But watch this though, AOC. He's also ran the hell out of the football when he's called offense. Meaning, I went back twice. He was top 5 with the Jets in rushing yards, and twice he was top 5 with Seattle. So I'm not arguing with you, but what I'm saying is he's gonna look for somebody. I'll leave it at this. He's going to look for a back that can if you getting 5, you gonna get 10. You gonna like he's looking for a back, whoever that may be. If that's Damian Martinez, AOC, you better be able to handle a load, is what I'm saying. Because that's who he's been.
225 carries.
John and Law, I mean, I don't know.
225.
I mean, I hated the running back by committee this past year, and when the Cowboys have been good, they've had a lead guy. Now, if you have 2 guys, I'm fine with that. But that whole
2 is good.
3, 4 guys, we're just going to mix it up, and whoever's got the hot hand that day, I hate that plan. I really do. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on who the play caller is.
You can have a starter. It's going to be a situation where it was like they had in Seattle with Kenneth Walker, and then you had a guy that's coming in spelling him that's also kind of giving you something else. Bro, we're going to see the starter get about 225. Whoever the backup running back is going to get about 100 carries. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not necessarily mad at that. I just think for me, I like what John said as far as, man, bro, if I could package my third, maybe even 1 or 2 of those late round picks to move up a few spaces in the, let's say, I'm AOC. What if Quinshawn starts to fall? Like if he's getting close and you starting to, would you do that for him where you get your running back? I mean, there are people who love Quinshawn Judkins. I don't know. This is a good conversation.
Man, he ain't gonna let us go. JFK.
Yeah, I'll leave it on this. Dak attack, man. Me one back. Give me one back that
Bucky
had
Irvin.
very impactful last year's class.
Bucky Irvin. And he wasn't nowhere near the top of the draft.
That's true. Well, hold on, time out. Tampa has a really good offensive line. But I'm with you. I'm about
to say Bucky was balling, though.
He was. And everybody missed on him. So, yeah, that was good. Hey, man, this has been this was our draft preview stands up there with anybody, guys.
I'm about to die.
Hey, but you came to life, man. John Machota, Law Nation, AOC went a little bit longer for you guys. Anybody got any closing remarks? Everybody good?
Everybody good, man.
John, I feel like John. I don't know, John. I feel like we might get spicy, John, real quick. I don't know. He's looking.
No, I'm good.
Got to make a point.
No, I'm good. I was looking at the running backs from last year to try and find somebody, but yeah.
I know my dog. He was about to make a point. You know what? I was thinking about this. I wanted to know who were the backs that he had with the Jets. Brian Schottenheimer and how he deployed them. I may go back and research that myself.
Yeah.
Maybe Thomas Jones.
It was Thomas Jones and some random dude, bro.
Yeah, they're rolling.
Thomas Jones was definitely a lead guy.
Was balling for like a season or two. It was on like 1 season, though. It was like 1 or 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Sanchez, a quarterback. He went to an AFC championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calling the offense.
The butt fumbles. Yeah. So
that defense is what led them there, though. Let's be real.
No, for sure. Hey, man, much love to everybody on this panel. And like AOC gave Botch his flowers, I just want to give y'all brothers y'all flowers because everything you guys do outside of this, AOC, Law, and John, you guys are doing great work. I literally tap into y'all stuff every day. I play it on in the background when I'm working out. John, I read the articles. And AOC, you've really taken over as like giving us that news and giving us those thoughts. So like everybody knows my niche in the community is the draft and prospects and film, and everybody we're blessed to cover this team. And obviously John literally being the man. Everybody will steal this man's videos and don't even show my man no love. We're gonna stop doing that. So
come on with it.
John with
did they have LaDainian Tomlinson on that team?
Did they?
John? See, look, John be finding the nuggets. Yes, they did. The Jets did.
They did. They had LT on. I think that was after Thomas Jones left.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah. I just thought that for sure he played with them at some point when Schottenheimer was calling it.
I think somebody in the chat said LT. Nah.
Yeah, because Sean was there for 4 years, and I think Thomas Jones was the starter for like 2, and then they had Sean Green as a starter for 1, and I think LT was a starter the next year with Sean Green backing him up or something like that. It was.
I remember I read an article on Rex Ryan's thing was like, bro, I want old school football. Run the ball. Play time of possession. We'll get the ball back. We'll play defense. And I think they had Cromartie on that defense, John. I don't remember the linebackers, but they had a really good defense. So
Revis, I believe.
Revis was there. Yeah, prime Revis and all like that. So, hey, man, much love to you guys. You guys have a great night. The draft is next week. It's here, guys. I feel like all my work is done. So, hey, man, Have a great night. I'll be posting. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I'll be posting some more rankings over the next few days, linebacker stuff like that. But Law, what show is this? 24? This is 24,
25.
This is definitely 25.
Patrick
25.
Watkins show, or Lance Dunbar show, come on with it.
And remember,
you're listening to nothing but the best of the Cowboys Collective. Let's get it.
Hey, much love, y'all. Peace.
Peace.